not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Almost midnight. Enough time for one more story before 12.
You're gonna die up there.
Be silent! Be silent! You're not my mother! We're all gonna laugh at you!
If I concentrate on enough, I can move things. Satan's power.
We're all gonna laugh at you!
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Get Mark away from Damien.
Boogeyman's coming.
Don't see what he's doing. Killed one sister 15 years ago. Now he's trying to kill the other.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
What's the matter? Can I get your ghost, Bob?
I want to go down the street to Mackenzie's house. I want you to tell them to call the police.
A man of science.
Frankenstein made him out of dead bodies.
Alone. Friend. Good.
Get inside and lock your doors. Close your windows. There's something in the fog.
Blake, I have your gold. I'm Father Malone. Take me.
The fog is moving inland, away from the beach, towards Antonio Bay.
Someone listen to me. My son is trapped. 887 White Beach Lane. My son is trapped by the fog. Andy, get out of there. Run!
An idyllic summer afternoon drive became a nightmare. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's alive. The monster. It's alive.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
First he took Mom and Dad, then he took Jody. Now he's after me.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I seem to have run out of coffee.
You can be anything you want to be there.
You can see anything you want to see there.
There's excitement in the air for you and me there. Fancy free there. Take your family there, but you've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. 7 holes the key there. Be there. Got to be there.
Just you and me there. You just got to be there. Be there. The time is now. Be there.
You've got to be there.
Yeah.
You just got to be there. You'll feel free there. You'll be what you want to be. See what you want to see. There'll be you and me there. Be there.
Hello, customers. It's nearly 6 o'clock. Pack up and piss off.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening and welcome back to the Wig and Slingback.
How are you? Have you had a good week?
2 weeks.
Oh, it's been 2 weeks. You were away, weren't you?
2 weeks, mate. Has it been 2 or maybe even 3? I think it's been 2
2
weeks.
I think, 'cause you were in Oman last week.
Man, oh man.
Man, oh man.
As soon as we go live, Peggy then comes up and tip taps around the linoleum.
It's her little way of saying hello to everybody. Isn't it, pigs?
Well, good evening. Welcome to the pub.
It's been an interesting couple of weeks, hasn't it?
It has. It has. So, yeah, I was off in Oman, which is in the Middle East. So I was in the Indian Ocean, I think.
Yeah.
I might not have
surrounded by palm trees and sun-kissed beaches.
Yeah, it was lovely. Honestly, it was amazing. I've the stories to tell, but let's go first of all and see who's here from you guys. So in the YouTube half of the pub, we have Joel Hazeldine first through the doors.
It's not usually him through the first.
Normally it's Tracy 30. Tracy 30 was straight behind.
Joel beat you to it.
Claire B80. Then next, Claire Barbecue, as Alan says. Nibbles and Bubbles, both are in tonight. Nibbles isn't working tonight, so he's here as well as Bubbles. Mad Abafan, hello darlings. Coral Daft, only 3 more sleeps till her trip to Barbados. Oh. Coral's here for the bingo on Sunday, so we've got that coming up as well. Not Coral's visit, we've got the bingo coming up. That's
it's as good as.
That's what's been playing on our minds. Lee Ludlow is here. First Age Comics is in for all your kitschy, supernatural, geeky things in Lancaster. Get yourself to First Age Comics for those kind of bobbleheady things. I'm sure.
And lots of comics.
Comics. Karen Avey is here from Ontario, Canada. BG Bear is in. I think we might even be seeing BG Bear at the weekend.
Oh, I hope so.
Who else have we got? 7 Network is here. Says Trick or Treat. Pauline Grant is in. Who else is here? Joshua Spencer, hello. Kath Wells popped in. I don't know if Kath Wells is still here or she just popped in and popped out. Pip, Shalom Pip. Lee Ludlow is here. Dale Ibbotson is in, which I think might mean Caroline Ibbotson is with him. David Maudsley is in, so that's my dad. So that means my mum is here as well. I'm actually scared my mum with all those spooky films at the start. Jason Darcy is here. We didn't expect Jason to be in early. So we've got 2 bouncers on the door tonight.
She's been hairdressed, hasn't she?
She has. She's been getting ready for Amsterdam. I look tired today. Do I look tired?
No, you look fine.
I bet my mum thinks I look tired. Linda Lee Hughes is in. That's my cousin from the Midlands is here. Dan Gleacock is in. And I think Dan Gleacock is here with Mike Oxlong. Who else have we got in? No Cilla Black.
No, she's not appeared yet.
No Cilla Black is in. Who else is here? Marcia Maudsley is in. Marcia's in Portugal at the moment.
Oh, is she popping over
yeah,
from there?
She says Funchal calling.
Dale Ibbotson. Hello, Dale.
It's all John. Everything's moved. Joel Hazeldine says, Cilla Black OBE, wake up from your crypt. Step inside, love, and join us. Who else is here? John Morissette is in. Hello, everyone. Alan, Jamie, and Peggy. John Morissette, of course, has got one hand in his pocket and the other is giving you a high five. Who else is here? Jane Wagner is in. Caroline Ibbotson is in. Stephen Davies is in from Morecambe. Opposite side at Ghost.
Opposite country.
Ian Fortian, he's here, and he says, can we say happy birthday to Jenny Taylor?
Happy birthday?
No, I'm afraid not.
Miserable sod.
Yeah, of course we can.
Happy birthday, Jenny.
Happy birthday, Jenny. It's our friend Zoe's birthday as well today, her 50th birthday. Who else is here? Diane McFarlane and Paul McFarlane are in.
The capitals are in the house.
Writing in capitals. Just a little bit cough, I haven't got COVID. Who else is here? Anyone else in here? Mum says I do look tired. She's charming, isn't she, my mother? Mad Aberfan changed the lock on Scylla's crypt, so she might be trapped down there.
Perhaps she's not allowed out, whatever.
No, we'll
Halloween
find
weekend.
Out. I'm looking at like who else is here because I've got my suspicions on who is the what would you call it? The magician who brings Scylla to life, and they don't seem to be here, but they might be. Cy Slimbo. A blast from the past has appeared.
Oh, we've not seen her for a while, have we?
Yeah, welcome back, Cy Slimbo. I hope you're well.
We've missed you, love.
Yorkshire Bus Guy is in. Says, well, hello, missed us both. So, yeah, good.
And I just want to say hello to Kathleen and her mum, if you're watching. I know you've had a bad week. You've had some bad news this week. And you said that you'd be watching for a little bit of a cheer up. So we're sending you lots of love.
Oh, we are. We're sending you lots of love.
Kathleen and her mum.
And yeah, it's our Halloween special, so it's basically not going to cheer you up at all.
Well, our little fizzogs might.
Just going to put the willies up you. Let's have a look. Who is in Alan's bar? So he's Sherry Stump. She's manning the Facebook bar. So let's go up there. There we go.
Ah, lovely Neil. He says, hello from me, Lady V and a sulky Henry. You're still peeved you can't come to see us on Sunday. Oh, why is that?
Well, we've got Lady V and Lord Sandwell.
Well, if little Henry wants to come, you should come along.
We could squeeze you in, Henry.
Squeeze you in, Henry.
Get in touch. If you want to come, get in touch because we'll see what we can do. Although they've got hotels booked, I guess. And they don't want to put Henry on the little, on the tumpty.
He'll have to stay with Sherry Stump. Oh, I don't want fresh meat. Oh, let me at him. Kate Riding says, hello, good evening, everybody. Followed by Gillian Forshaw.
Little Lord Henry's in his 20s, everyone. I just want to make that clear.
Oh, yeah, she's she's not like that. Lovely Mark Damon Pearson's there. He says, good evening, my dears. And wishing you a lovely birthday on Sunday, Mark. You said it's your birthday, so
happy birthday, Mark.
Have a happy birthday for Sunday. Followed by another lovely Mark of ours is Mark Hall. Says, good evening all. Hope everyone is well. We're all well, love.
Body da, Mark and Alex.
We're all fine, mummy.
We were doing our little Keeping Faith impressions last night for some reason, weren't we?
We will, yeah. I remember, but I'm not going to say why. Mummy. Ping, ping. Carol Brooks in the house says, hello, it's Wednesday. Is Rishi still the Prime Minister? So far he is.
Oh, no, we've had, how many Prime Ministers have we had since I was away?
Oh, heaven knows.
Melanie Fairley is here.
She says, good evening, gents. Followed by Tom Clues. Carrie Dollymore. She said she's hoping to see a bit of Oddbod.
I don't think there was any Oddbod in those clips. It was all more kind of horror-y stuff than scary villains.
And a very special guest this evening who can't normally see us is the lovely Chris Nibbles-Perinda.
Lord Nibblesworth is with us. Normally he pops in on his break, but he is here.
I say Perinda, but is it Parinda? You'll have to correct me on that. Lovely Jason Rigby says, happy trick-or-treating all. So far, there's nobody coming knocking, have they, for little sweetie?
No, next door's got lots of Halloween stuff up on his house. But we don't have anything. We don't answer
We usually turn the lights off, don't we?
Yeah, I don't hold with it. American nonsense.
There's usually a big bowl of candy by the door, but that's usually on the inside.
Bridget Blockett comes out. We don't stand for that kind of muck here.
Leanne McGee says, good morning, everybody. Hope you're well. And she's from Oz, I think, is she?
She is.
Yeah. Lovely Sarah Simpson says, hello, Jamie and Alan. Hope you're keeping well. And how is Peggy?
Oh.
She's fine. She's on the
floor.
She's on the little rug.
Mark says, yeah, our Halloween costumes and makeup are scary.
Oh, he's the one in A.
It's been busy because we're getting ready for the bingo. We did talk about getting Halloweened up for tonight, but we've been too busy. Alan's been at the sewing machine most of the week making costumes.
Yes, because as you know, we're doing a live show on Sunday, and normally you guys see us just on a video screen, and we're normally either bare-arsed or we haven't really thought about
just in our
bottom parts of our body.
Just in our trainees.
So I'm busy making skirts and gowns and things. And popped in to say hello and have a quick little drinky poos is Richard Bobbins Duffer. And he says it's lovely to see demons getting a quick clip.
Alex Clark.
Hello, Alex.
Is in.
How are you, my love?
Alex says, nice to see Judith Chalmers back from her globetrotting.
And there she is.
I think you've spelt Chalmers wrong, but I won't fuss.
Followed by lovely Nigel TC. Okay, TC.
Nigel and Neil.
Nigel and Neil. And
Emily Wade. A.K.A. Amelia Wadday, who I did lots of Amdram with when I was between the ages of like 13 and 18.
She's a little boo to you all. Boo.
Oh, she's a lovely lady.
And somebody's popped in and say hello, lovelies, but no willies for me, please, is Nicola Utting.
And Chris has told you what it is, but I don't understand it.
It's Parinder, as in golf. That helps me no way.
We don't know golf, Chris.
I think it's Parinder, not Parinder.
Richard Bobbins Duffer says Felipe's here too, but he's knee-deep in Halloween tat. Let's have a look over this side, because I think a few people have arrived, including Priscilla White R.I.P. But that's the other Scylla. So that's not our normal Scylla Black OBE. Priscilla White R.I.P. She comes in when the other one's not in, so she says she's popped in for a creme de menthe. Sice Limber says, yeah, where is Scylla? Has she died again? Jane Wagner says, happy birthday to all the birthday peeps. Lots of people are happy that the ghost of Priscilla White has arrived, but we wonder where Scylla Black OBE is. Dawn Lovejoy says they've fitted a revolving door at number 10. Do we think Rishi will stay? Do we think he'll stay for a while?
For a while, I think.
He was... I saw a bit of him on Prime Minister's Question Times. We shouldn't talk politics.
Not really.
We got a nasty letter, didn't we?
Did we?
What does Fanny Craddock say?
A nasty letter.
Yeah, we got a nasty letter telling me to not talk about politics when we go live.
Oh, was that a long time ago?
It was a long time ago, yeah. Somebody said, I couldn't disagree with you more about your politics. Just thought, well, don't come, my love. Anyway, Bernard Dog is in. You don't know Bernard Dog. Welcome, Bernard Dog. Jane Wagner lived in the USA. Mad Halloween there. Yeah, well, I've worked.
Oh yeah, very.
I worked in the States during Halloween East.
I mean, when I was little, Halloween was just there was nothing. It was just a few scary movies on TV, a little bit of like colouring at school, making a witch's hat. And that was it. None of this decorating your house or having parties, was there? Really?
No, but trick or treating happened like when I was teenage.
Yeah, but your mask was bought from the post office or from the newsagent.
Just a bit of an elastic
for 39p. You know what I mean?
What was your mask of?
I didn't have enough money to buy a mask. I just used this.
I think I had a lizard mask, a little bit like. Well, I imagined I was like Diana from V. I don't think I was.
No.
Priscilla White says she brings a purse at least, and she promises not to sing.
I don't mind a song from Scylla, do you?
Can we share the story about Scylla Black?
Neil
Sandwell. Can we share the story about Scylla Black?
I don't mind. We'll just go ahead.
Oh yeah, go on.
Well, lovely Neil Sandwell was at a lovely birthday lunch. We love hearing Neil's stories because he sort of has...
Hold your ponies, Pam. Scylla Black has just arrived.
Oh, she won't mind.
Okay. Scylla, this story's about you.
It's nothing horrible, Scylla. Although you were horrible in the story.
You'll remember.
Anyway, Neil has these wonderful stories to tell. And this week's story was... he met a lady, I think she was the cleaner, for Scylla while Scylla was renting a bungalow.
In Blackpool. She must have been doing a summer season.
Yeah, in Blackpool. And she was a sort of happy, jolly-go-lucky cleaner. Knocked on the door and says, "Hello, Scylla, it's your cleaner here." And then she heard a very stern, "It's Miss White to you."
Mrs. White to you.
Ooh.
Oh, Scylla is famously was famously quite horrible to people, wasn't she? Like BA staff. She's up there with James Corden as like enemy to the people.
I don't know why, because there's no need for it, is there?
Kath says, Mum is very confused.
What?
Over here it says, Kath says, hey Scylla, my mum's very confused. I think with all the ghosts of Scylla Black popping in.
Oh, okay.
Sice Limbo says, Scylla, I thought you'd re-died. Scylla Black is mostly shocked, saying, me in a bungalow.
I'm sure it was a bungalow, wasn't it, Neil?
She says, I have standards, you know. Nibbles and Bubbles says she's worried this is causing like a paradox, like a multiverse paradox.
Yeah.
The two Scyllas in. Things will start happening.
Yeah.
BG Bear says a cat fight, Scylla versus Priscilla, place your bets. And Paul McFarlane, in his typical capital, says it doesn't matter if it's black or white, it's Scylla.
Neil said it was Miss White. It's Miss White, not Mrs. White.
It was Miss White before she made an honest man of Bobby.
Sorry if we've messed your story up, Neil.
I don't think we have we? What did I say?
You said Mrs. White.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, as in Cluedo.
What was Bobby's surname? He wasn't Bobby Black, was he?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Black.
I thought he
white.
was Bobby White.
No, that was her maiden name, wasn't it? White.
Scylla, what was Bobby's surname?
What was your What was your maiden name?
What was your Bobby's surname, and what was your maiden name? Scylla says, I'm up for a cat fight. This is my patch. York's Bus Side says, I hear Maggie Bog is doing a magical mystery spooktacular bus journey for Halloween.
Yeah, you know these haunted buses that go around? She's on one of them.
Our friend Ben bought a haunted bus, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether he's still got it. I think he's still got it.
I think so. He bought a Route Master back in day. And I think it was the first ever kind of London ghost tour bus. And he used to drive it like a haunted. Well, he didn't drive it, but he was on it.
Hello, Nikki Baxter, my darling. How are you? She's just popped in. She's looking very cool in her new photo there with her sunglasses on.
She does look cool. Look at her.
Well, she's cool. She's cool.
Sunglasses in October. Who does she think she is? Posh Spice.
I was watching one of your little videos today, Nikki, of you plunking a tune in your car. And I saw little Elsie on the back seat.
Oh.
Little Elsie's her dog.
Both Scyllas have come back to us saying it was Bobby Willis.
Willis, that was it.
Bobby Willis.
Bobby Willis.
Joshua, there's all talk. YouTube, honestly, Facebook people, I've told you, my side of the bar, the YouTube, although it's run by Brandy, is kind of the messier side of the bar, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, they have all sorts of things going on there.
I bet Sherry Stump must be runs hers quite fierce, does she?
Well, yeah, they're all shit scared of her, aren't they?
Whereas Brandy's getting down in them with them. All right, my loves. There's £10 on Scylla at the moment.
We were going through all our music today because we're putting all the music together for our live bingo show, and we've got music playing before the audience even arrive, really. Or there will be some music for when people are sat in the sort of cafe ambiance.
Tell us who's coming. Who's going to be there? We want to know.
And Scylla's singing, isn't she?
So we've got Scylla. We've got a bit of surprise by Scylla. Doors open at 2 o'clock. For anyone who's coming, doors open at 2 o'clock. So you can come in, go up to the venue, get your drinks in. We're going to appear at 2:30 for some mingling and mooching. And then the show starts at 3 o'clock. But yeah, from 2 o'clock, doors are open and music's playing. And it's cracking music. We've chosen the whole playlist.
It's a lovely, relaxed atmosphere in the cafe, so you can buy drinks throughout the whole show. And afterwards, if you're travelling down to visit us...
we're going to do a lock-in.
We're having a little drink around the corner.
Shh, we're not going to advertise it.
No, we're not. I'll just say we're having a drink around the corner.
We'll tell you all in person there, but we've got to keep it kind of... we've got to tell you in person. So if you're there, ask us about the lock-in.
I was going to say where.
Yeah, ask us about the lock-in and we'll let you know. But it's very exciting.
What I was meant to say was don't just rush out and go.
The boys are in.
The boys are back in town. Boys are back in town.
Yeah. Chris Perinda says, no fair, I want to be there. We want you to be there, Chris. How can we get Chris out of work and at our event?
You can always hand his notice in.
Yeah.
We're trying to do Sicky, but we're so near his work, he can't.
Let's have a look. So Coral Daft, me and the other half are going to be there. Nibbles and Bubbles, me is going to be there. Sice Limbo is coming. Si, that's amazing. How lovely. Can't wait to meet you. That's lovely, isn't it?
And the D'Angelos of the Hebrides are coming, aren't they?
With the Scotch, you'll be there. And don't worry, one of the barmen is from Scotland, so he'll be able to talk to you in your native tongue.
Anybody from Wales coming?
Is there going to be a live stream of the show? There's not going to be a live stream, I'm afraid, Kath.
We're not that sort of high tech yet.
Yeah, but hopefully there'll be some more. Is there a buffet? There isn't.
No.
There's drinks, though. We have been sampling the drinks. There is, Alex Clark, you'll be upset again that you're missing this. There is signature cocktails. So there's a cocktail called the Sherry Stump. There's a cocktail called the Brandy Cobbler. There's a cocktail called the Bridget Blockett. And there's a cocktail called the Mo Winge. So special cocktails.
We've tasted all 4, haven't we?
Yeah, and they're gorgeous.
They're lovely.
Nibbles and Bubble. Caroline and Dale are coming. Oh, wonderful. Jane Wagner. Oh, thought it was a real meet. Yeah, it is a Jane. It's a proper event. Live. It's the bingo. Lee Ludlow. Would love to be there. It's a long swim from Northern Ireland.
It is.
Oh,
I mean, we understand that a lot of you have looked into coming, and it's,
from Northern Ireland.
This country's rail prices are a piss take anyway. So
you can fly to Leeds. That's not Northern Irish.
And somebody we love who would love to have been there said the price was going to be about £145, which we're not surprised, are we?
Yeah, if anyone is coming from afar, I mean, you'll have booked your tickets by now, but the trick is to book to York and then book York to Scarborough separately, and then you can get it all cheaper.
Really? How much do they save then?
Well, you could save up to like £70.
Oh, no.
Yes. Depends what train line and stuff you're going on, but that's the cheapest, is to book that bit of the journey separately.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I can feel it in my water. I don't know about you, but I think there's going to be more.
Yeah, we hope so. The Eat Me Boys are in, and they're sending little monkey emojis, so I think they think there's going to be more.
Monkeys?
I don't know. There's little emojis of monkeys popped into my side of the bar. Jason Rigby gutted. Well, we're gutted that a lot of you can't be there.
I'm really surprised Leanne McGee can't come away from Australia. Excuses.
But we're gonna hope. We are hoping there's going to be more, and then we'll be able to it'll be in advance, and you'll be able to book your train tickets well in advance. And
Leanne, one day we might be coming to Australia with it. You never know, do you?
Yeah. Can you imagine? That'd be amazing. Hi, Joe Jarvis. Welcome. So Oman. Shall I tell you about Oman?
Yeah, I've never really sort of heard of it.
Do you remember there was a Chris Tarrant programme called Man O Man?
No.
And there was a load of men would sort of stand next to a swimming pool. Do you not remember it?
Is it like The Bachelor?
It was a bit like that one where low looky, low lighty.
Oh, did it get pushed in?
Yeah, she'd walk along and sort of go up to people and go, and then push them in.
That sounds really good.
And it used to go, man, oh man. So I had that through my head most of my trip to Man, oh man. It was nice. It was lovely. I was kind of worried about going there because playing for our team is illegal. So that's weird, going somewhere where you know that kind of who you are
and bless him.
Is illegal.
He took all his little swimming suit and everything, hoping that the Saturday he arrived, because he had a whole day off Saturday, that he was going to sit by the pool. Yeah,
because I had the hotel that I was working in had a beautiful 2-level infinity pool and its own private beach, which looks out onto the sunset in Oman. The best location anyway. I got dropped off early Saturday morning, 3 a.m. in the hotel, knackered because I'd been flying all night. So just checked in, went to my room, slept, woke up and thought, I'll ask them about where I'm working, because I was working there the whole week as well in one of the function rooms. So I asked them to show me the function rooms, and I was nowhere on their list. My name, the company I was working for, nowhere on the list. The company that had hired me, nowhere on that list. So I had to go through all my folder files and find my details, and I showed them it. Look, Crown Plaza, this is where they are. And there's 2 Crown Plazas in the same city. And I was meant to be in the other one. I was working in the other one, and I'd been booked into the sort of rank one. Oh, so I had a whole day.
Your day off was spent
trying to get changed to the other hotel. The other hotel was 35 minutes in a taxi, and it was dead expensive. Everything over there was really expensive.
How much was a can of Cola? Tell them.
£7.50. £7.50 for a can of Coke. A can of Coke. And it wasn't like a proper can. It was, you know, when they like that. It was like that. You know, when they're thin cans of Coke. So it's not even.
Was
proper.
it cola or was it roller cola?
No, a proper cola with Arabic writing on it.
Martin Hyde says, on Sunday? Why are you not playing the keyboard?
Because I can't play it properly yet. I'm learning.
That's got dust on it. That.
Danny Bloomer, please do the Judds. That would be my absolute favourite thing ever. We want to do a bit of Reba. We'll visit Reba before we do the Judds.
We sort of saw Reba for the first time, didn't we? About over a year ago.
Yeah, I'm a bit obsessed with Reba.
With her Titian hair.
Lee Ludlow remembers Man Meets Man. Man, oh man. Seeing if I've missed anything else. Yeah, but Oh Man was actually lovely. The people were really nice, really friendly, and I was speaking to some of the women on my class because I kind of like judging because obviously in that part of the world there are some strict rules and stuff. And the women were saying it was actually quite relaxed and the rules have changed significantly in the last 10-15 years since the Sultan has changed. So the rules have shifted. But I had a nice time. I had a lovely time there.
Lots of love on my side for Roller Cola and Panda Pops.
Do you remember Panda? Was that Lickle Bockles?
Yeah.
What were the things that had straws that you used to...
Cups. Capri.
Yeah. Was that... Oh, Capri.
Capri. They still made them.
You could get blue ones, couldn't you?
What? Blue flavoured or
blue
filthy?
Capri cups. Oh, not blue. Not like blue for the dads.
Like raspberry blue. That raspberry blue slushy.
Well, we're going to take a little commercial break.
Already?
You love our commercials, so we're going to play the commercials. They're spooky commercials because it's Halloween. And on the other side of this, we're going to be talking about our top 5 scary things.
What gives us the bloody willies?
Watch the adverts and look out to see if you can see a familiar face. You might spot someone in it. You never know.
Even a sparkler can be dangerous if you don't take care. A sparkler stays hot even when it's out. Make sure your child doesn't start November the 6th like this.
Hey, see that new snack pot over there? Well, he's creamy, but naturally low in fat.
Creamy? Naturally low in fat?
Creamy but low in fat. Creamy but low in fat. Creamy but low in fat.
What?
Creamy.
Ambrosia rice. Devon knows it's unbelievably good.
What's she always on about this kid of hers?
Oh, I don't know. I said to her last week, I said, you know, you worry too much about Stephen. Leaving school next year, that'll soon sort him out.
Yeah, well, that's her look out, isn't it? Should have been stricter with him at the right time.
Yeah, well, you're too strict, you are.
I'm not strict, I'm fair. Not out Kevin in the arm, is it?
Yeah, you can't hold kids back, though.
I'm not saying hold him back. I'm saying there's such a thing as discipline. Fair discipline.
Well, I still say you got to draw a line.
Anyway, where is Kevin this afternoon?
Oh, I don't know. I think he said he was going round to see Stephen.
Yeah, and that's another thing I don't like either. Them playing together. There's enough kids round here, judging by the route the weekend.
Jim!
If your child was killed or badly injured in a firework accident like this, you'd probably blame the parents of the other children. But your children are your responsibility. Make sure yours aren't meddling with fireworks this bonfire night.
Hello, Mrs. Jensen. You don't have any Snickers in your shopping cart. The neighborhood kids love Snickers on Halloween. Let me help you.
Oh,
I'm only helping. Snickers.
This Halloween, nothing satisfies like Snickers.
Take one dark night in November, add one adult, a tin box with a lid, and a torch. Mix in a liberal sprinkling of children of various ages and place a few handfuls of well-chosen fireworks all together in the box. Then take out the fireworks one at a time, close the box, and read the instructions carefully using the torch. Light the firework at arm's length, preferably with a safety lighter, and then stand well back and wait. And wait. And wait. Never be tempted to return to examine a dud. It might not be. Add a little sparkle for good measure, and what have you got? The perfect recipe for a safe and happy Guy Fawkes night. It's called the Firework Code, and it's yours free whenever you buy fireworks. Remember, on the 5th of November, follow the Firework Code.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did you spot it? Did you spot him?
Some people did. Some people spotted me.
Creamy, creamy, creamy.
Yeah, that was an Ambrosia advert I did. How long ago? Ages ago.
Oh, yeah. Sadly, I'm not the boiled egg.
12 years ago, something like that. Maybe mostly not that long.
Not that long. I don't.
10 years ago, let's say. And I don't think it played for very long because people found it really properly creepy.
And you were daddy spoon and baby spoon.
I was
you?
both the spoons. I was the teaspoon and the big spoon, saying creamy, creamy, creamy. Yeah, what a way to earn a living. And you know, I had an advert audition. Do you remember? Before I left, I was auditioning for a Cadbury's advert. Chocolate. I think I got down to the last 2. They changed the filming dates to fit around me, so I think I was like really in the running for it.
They were keen.
Went to someone else. So look out for it. The new Cadbury's advert. And when you see the person that's playing my role, shake your fist at the television that it's not me.
But good for them.
Paul McFarlane says I was very racy in the advert. And then he says, oh no, I meant ricey. Like rice pudding. Right, I'm going to get our top 5 ready. So we're doing the top 5 kind of spooky things. Things that...
They give us the willies.
Give us the willies.
And the ghoulies.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because I always go first.
So let me bring up my first one. So at number 5 for me. So let us know in the comments what scared you, kind of when you were younger, but what scares you even now. What puts the willies up you? So for me, in at number 5 is
remember them
the Buffy advert, the Buffy episode Hush.
That was the first Buffy episode I actually saw.
Was it really?
Yeah. And I thought, wow, what's this wonderful thing I'm missing out on?
Yeah, Buffy. Buffy was kind of really hit and miss, but we loved Buffy, didn't we? When we got into
I
it?
suppose every episode was written by different people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, that kind of thing. You have some good ones and a few bad ones.
Some of them were a bit Tracy Beaker, weren't they?
Yeah.
But this particular episode...
I remember this one being very clever.
Yeah, most of the episode is silent. Because these guys come into town and they take all the sound away, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's like a silent episode.
I think it's something that could actually be made into a proper movie.
Yeah, it was terrific.
Clever.
It's a really good one. So yeah,
and they floated, didn't they?
They sort of float along, really, really sinister. It's just really sinister. The whole thing about them. Look how sinister they look.
But I know the fact that each one's got its own sort of little character, hasn't it?
Yeah. Look at them. Pip says if they were the guys that floated everywhere, then yes, I agree. They were the guys that floated anywhere. Nibbles and Bubbles says they're called the Gentlemen. So yeah, they must be. It's only one episode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, just a really standout, brilliant episode of Buffy. If you've never watched Buffy, look up the episode called Hush and give it a watch. I think Buffy's on... So, like maybe it's on 4OD. Maybe all episodes are on 4OD.
Is there an episode where it's in a musical?
Yeah, there's got an episode.
Do nothing but sing.
Episode called Once More with Feeling, where another kind of spirit comes and curses the whole town to be in a musical.
Chris Parinder.
Chris Parinder as in golf.
Says that Christopher Lee's Dracula used to scare him. So what he did is he made a crucifix out of Lego. And kept it by his bed. That's clever, that, isn't it?
It is. What have we got? What things? Melanie Fairley says Emu biting her bum scared her, and she used to think Emu was under the bed.
Melanie, I'm the same. I thought Emu was horrific,
terrifying.
Well, he used to just attack people, and it wasn't just like picking. He used to go for the faces,
go for the neck, didn't he?
When he gets Parkinson on the floor.
And she also said Duncan the Dragon was in a cupboard next to her bed. Then she says, I only found out our house was actually haunted when we moved, as my mum banned my brother from telling me that he saw a ghost one night in her bedroom.
Ooh,
no. Mark Mondo Pearson, he says, my dad always forgot about the last scene in Carrie, and then it would get him every time. And that's one of his fondest memories of his dad being terrified by that end scene.
I bet you that really
If you haven't seen it, she puts flowers on the grave and we'll leave it there. Have a watch. Carrie's a great film. I quote Carrie quite a lot, don't I? When I'm wearing something pretty, I say to Alan either, I'm pretty, mama.
And I say, I can see your dirty pillows.
I'm a pretty girl, mama. Let's have a look over here. Anything over here that's scary? Let's have a look. The Daleks on Doctor Who, says Jane Wagner. I don't ever remember being frightened by Doctor Who.
Oh,
but I'm
I think
younger,
so. I think Kath's mentioning the music. I found the music quite disturbing. Because Doctor Who that time was on at a time when it was you just had your fish fingers, hadn't you?
Nibbles is filling us in. Bubbles is filling us in on the story of Hush. And this is how horrible it is. Remember, this is like a show that is for teenagers. These guys rip your heart out, but you can't scream because they've stolen your voice. Kath Wells, the Doctor Who theme tune. She said her dad said she ran out the house when she heard the theme tune when she was little. Scylla says, thankfully no one stole her voice, so she could still give the world pleasure. BG Bear, watching Salem's Lot whilst in an isolated house in the end of the valley in a storm.
Is that the David Soul one?
I don't know. The Nibbles and Bubbles says Salem's Lot, a vampire floating at the window. Tracy30 says Pennywise the Clown, terrified.
Yeah.
John Morissette again, the 1979 Salem's Lot.
Charles H34 says Aunt Sally from Wurzel Gummidge. Whereas it was Wurzel Gummidge for me. It was when he used to pull his heads off.
Do you remember the woman in Return to Oz used to pull her heads off as well and change her heads?
Yeah.
Linda Lee Hughes, scared of Bungle off of Rainbow. The original Bungle, his picture's been doing the rounds recently on social media, and he is terrifying.
Iffy, wasn't he?
Because he's got human eyes, like Jeepers Creepers. Cheryl Gibson says, "What about Hartley the Hare? Oh my God, horrendous."
Oh yeah, he was a bit ratty, wasn't he?
I don't remember Hartley the Hare, but
From Pipkins.
You forget how young I am. Nibbles and Bubbles made a horror film up at Scarborough Castle 10 years ago.
We need to see that,
It's
don't
very
we?
spooky. We want to watch it. Let's have a look over here. We've missed some of these. Sarah Simpson. Nothing scared me when I was younger, and nothing still don't scare me now.
Good for you, Sarah. Good for you.
Danny Bloomer. Do you remember Strange But True? That scared me almost straight.
Was that the song with is it Parkinson again? Or Michael
No,
Ashton?
that's Ghostwatch I think you're thinking of. The one that's meant to be real.
Strange But True.
Oh no, Strange But True might be what you're thinking of.
Yeah, it was like little stories, like, you know.
Like 999 with Michael Burke.
Yeah, but more mysterious.
Martin Hyde. I miss Jane from Sewing Bee. She scares me. Who's Jane off of Sewing Bee?
I don't know.
Was it that woman who used to judge before Esme?
Jane from Sewing Bee. Or was she a participant? Charlie the cat when he fell in the canal. I don't know. Did he fall
Charlie,
in the
as in
Strangers, Charlie.
Wurzel Gummidge scared Jason Rigby's husband as a kid.
Yeah.
Carrie, creepy Carrie. There's lots of chit
Yeah, Wurzel had like stick fingers.
Scares, yeah.
He had like stick fingers, didn't he?
He did.
Twigs.
He didn't scare me. I can see what Aunt Sally might be scary. Wurzel didn't scare me because Wurzel was meant to be lovely.
He's full of mud.
Alan's number 5. So Alan's 5th.
And I've mentioned this to you before, so some of you might remember this. Chuffy Nora.
Explain to people what they're looking at.
Well, for those who don't know, this particular episode is from a series called Hammer House of Horror. It is connected to the Hammer films, but it was a collection of TV episodes of scary stories. It was only about 13, I think. And some of them were really scary. Some of them were a little bit bobbins. And one of them had dinosaurs in it, Children of the Moon. But this one's... I've forgotten the title of this one. It's something called...
The Hitchhiker.
No, it's called something like Two Faces of Evil. That's it. And it's about this sort of family. It starts with a family driving through this little country lane. And there's a hitchhiker in the yellow jacket in the Macintosh. And they, you think, don't pick him up, don't pick him up. And what do? They pick him up. So they're driving along, and then this sort of man in the wet raincoat sat in the front. And then he just sort of attacks the dad who's driving the car. And you sort of see this sort of like horrible fingernail sort of, scratch the dad, and he crashes the car. And anyway, and the story goes that the dad's been taken over by a sort of doppelganger.
Oh, and this man's nice.
And the dad's got the finger.
Oh. Yeah, yellow is used a lot in movies as a sort of precursor of scary.
Well, there's actually a lot of horror movies that use the yellow raincoat, don't they?
Yeah.
There's the one in the 60s about I think about little children, like, and then obviously the little boy in the It.
In It, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Is he in a yellow Mac?
No, he's in pure black.
But in Jaws, Steven Spielberg uses yellow as a precursor for scary stuff.
So this was like what really like freaked me out as a kid. This episode, because it's all these doppelgangers and they've all got horrible teeth and horrible fingernails. And even the theme tune of this program gives me the willies.
We're missing so many scary things. Let's have a look. Jane is one of ours from Sewing Bee. I don't know I can't remember who Jane is from our Sewing Bee sketch. Let's have a look. Scarborough Castle has a ghost. Neil Sandwell remembers watching Salem's Lot one afternoon. I was so scared I had to follow my dad out to the shed, and I was too scared to stay on my own, and it was daylight.
Because the floating thing's a boy, isn't it? At the point of the window.
Philippa Gale. Hello. Philippa is another of my oldest friends. Do you remember I told you when I was in Jungle Book and my friend was Bagheera, and she used to say, "Look under my chin. There is a small patch of flesh. That is the sign of a man."
No.
I've told you about wearing a collar. Anyway, that was Philippa. Lovely Philippa. Philippa says, definitely Sapphire and Steel, the episode with the man with no face. And Tales of the Unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Hammer House of Horror. Melanie Furley liked the Peter Cushing one with the animals.
Oh, yes. The sort of where they're all trapped.
Nikki Baxter, Rosie and Jim. The dolls coming to life. Says Annabelle had nothing on them.
We're going to crash this boat, this barge.
Adult Hot Chat Date is coming through in our YouTube room again, but let me have a look what else is coming in that's not as scary. The start of Joe 90 used to scare the bejesus out of Jason Darcy. I used to get called Joe 90 at school because of these things. Hammer House of Horror again. John Morissette thought that picture was from It, and it was the little boy from It.
Again, it's the yellow coat in the rain, isn't it?
LWT Studio of Horror, says Priscilla White. I don't know if that's a programme. Tom Baker was scary. Tales of the Unexpected, Royal Jelly, and the Flypaper episodes.
Yeah, another one.
Lots of people saying the Royal Jelly. Over here we have also Rent-A-Ghost, says Philippa Gale. Yeah, I loved Rent-A-Ghost. You've not really watched Rent-A-Ghost, have you?
No.
I'm going to get Alan to watch Rent-A-Ghost. I think I should do a podcast where Alan watches kids' TV that we used to watch, because he didn't watch kids' TV.
I did a lot of chores
give us his
after
comments.
school, yeah.
Lisa McGinn says Twilight Zone, the one with the weird goblin thing on the wing of the aeroplane.
Is that the first ever episode of the Twilight Zone?
Has that got William Shatner?
No.
He is in that one, isn't he? With the gremlin on the plane.
Is that
They're
William
called
Shatner,
gremlins. I might be wrong. Carolyn Ibbotson, Sapphire and Steel. As we were going up the stairs, I met a man who wasn't there. Terrifying.
Well, Sapphire and Steel was spooky anyway, wasn't it? It was always like weird. It always started weird. The story was weird. It ended weird.
And there's not many episodes of Sapphire and Steel, and they're all creepy as.
Yeah, and they're appearing, and they're like in a house.
Let's have a look at my next scary. You'll notice that I led more of a sheltered life than Alan. This fella from Raiders of the Lost Ark used to terrify me. I don't know, you'll remember it, but he he picks up an amulet that then shows him where the Ark is going to be hidden. He's a Nazi. He dresses in scary outfits. He gets out what you think is going to be a torture implement at one point when he's got Karen Allen all tied up, and he like bends it and then it becomes a coat hanger for that lovely leather coat. Anyway, at the end of the film, when he melts, do you remember?
That is so gay. You got to hang for that lovely leather coat.
But he does. Do you remember he melts
Oh,
at the
yeah.
very end?
God, yeah, of course I remember.
When the Ark of the Covenant is open and all the
that.
ghosts come out.
That's the best bit.
Oh, it terrified me.
Through the mouth. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders of the Lost Ark scared me quite a bit, actually. It's still a great movie and I love it, but there's bits of it that's terrifying. The snakes are scary. He's just terrifying. He's like the child catcher for me. So the child catcher was going to be on my list, but I thought I'd do him instead. So yeah.
There are quite a few sort of Cat Weasel and Wurzel Gummidge still coming through.
Yep.
On this side, lots of Tales of the Expector keeps getting mentioned.
Was Cat Weasel Wurzel Gummidge's like boss, like creepy boss?
Yeah,
because
same
he scared
actor.
me.
Same actor.
What was he called? The Crow Man.
The Crow Man, yeah.
He used to terrify me. Do you remember the new Wurzel Gummidge with Mackenzie
Yeah,
Crook?
I thought it was pretty good.
It was good, wasn't it? And Aunt Sally was Vicky Pepperdine.
And
She
she
wasn't like camp like Una Stubbs. Rent-A-Ghost. Lots of love for Rent-A-Ghost. Some episodes of Rent-A-Ghost on YouTube. Ethel Meeker singing Tangerine. Ethel Meeker is Anne Emery, Dick Emery's sister.
Yeah.
So that's my number 4 of scary things is him from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Terrified me. Let's have a look at Alan's number 4.
I love these films. Whenever Jamie goes away, I'll sit happily watching these. I call them the Amicus films of the 70s. They're those films that were made by the Hammer. Well, not Hammer, but Amicus sort of time. And it's usually 3-4 little stories. Like tales.
Isn't it usually people like in a waiting room and
yeah,
then they find out they're
tales
in a waiting room of hell?
Or they're on a train, or they're in a crypt. Or,
and the train's going to hell.
Or they're in Aldi.
And Aldi's really hell.
Why have you bought those carrots? Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a story.
But Jones is an amazing story. That's the one that kicks off Tales of the Crypt, because she's just bashed her husband in. It's Christmas. She bashed him with a poker. Lights a fag.
Why does she bash him in? Is he horrible, or is he?
She's getting his insurance. Yeah. And then at the same time, a madman's escaped from the asylum dressed as a Santa, and he picks her house to invade. But amazing. I've loved short horror movie stories since then, haven't I? You know,
yeah.
A good anthology. And I thought they were quick. They were camp. She does an awful one. I can't remember which Amicus film it is, but she's replaced by a tree. Her husband like fancies a tree instead of her.
I love 70s Joan. When she was hard up, he'd gone. Anthony Newley had left her. She had the 2 kids, Tara and Sasha. So she had to earn a crust.
But there's still something about them, isn't there? There's some sort of like, I don't know. She's sort of just.
She's fabulous. I love Joan. I love Joan full stop. She's in the Empire of the Ants around that time.
Yeah, that's what they were done on the cheap, but the blood's bright red. It's that sort of thing.
Richard Bobbins Duffer says she acts so well in this without saying much at all.
Yeah, and it's quite scary, that one. And another one that I quite like is the Terry Thomas one, when he's with what was her name?
I won't have seen it.
She's the mum in Mary Poppins.
Glynis Johns.
Glynis Johns.
She's far too old to be a mum.
And she's his new wife in this little story, and he's a bit sort of OCD. He likes everything in its place. And so she moves in, and then she sort of makes a mess of the place, and he says, "You're stupid," and she just shoves an axe right in his head.
Glynis Johns does.
Yeah, and chops him up and puts him in little jars.
Oh yeah. Stephen Talbot was watching that recently, wasn't he? And I showed you a picture, and you guessed what it was straight away. Melanie Fairley says, I don't want to be born is a mega camp film. Do you know that one?
Oh yes, when Joan's pregnant.
I've not seen that one, and I adore Joan. Should we go to my number 3? My number 3 is
what?
Haunted Turnips. So turnips that are like carved into faces have always frightened me. And this is down to Linda LaHughes's dad. So my Uncle Gary. We were at their house one Halloween, and Uncle Gary decided to tell us all a ghost story. And he told us this story about a killer, and it was like this turnip head killer, which was scary anyway. And then about half an hour later, he'd snuck out of the house into like the dingle at the back of their house, which is like horrible woods, and lit a carved turnip head, which he then put on something and covered himself in a long coat and walked from the very back of their garden down towards their patio doors.
Oh my Lord.
Terrified me.
Because when if you're a bit poor, didn't you used to carve a turnip instead of a pumpkin?
I don't know. I mean, we weren't poor, you know this.
I know, but I'm asking you, my friends out there, not you.
But isn't it terrifying?
It's horrible.
So Linda LaHughes, do you remember that? Do you remember your dad doing that and scaring the bejesus out of little
scary,
Jamie?
don't they?
Oh, yeah, BG Bear says we used to carve a good old Halloween Swede before pumpkins.
Yeah, because pumpkins were hard to find. And I remember going to my granny's and she was going to carve a turnip. But it was too solid, so she just chopped it up.
Linda says, my lovely dad, that has made me smile. Yeah, my Uncle Gary was a wonderful guy. And, we lost him last year, end of last year. And we all raised a glass to him in the Wigan Slingback. So, yeah, to my Uncle Gary.
And
terrifies me.
Was it quite a surprise that it did a little gag like that?
No, because he was really naughty and fun anyway. So it was within his remit as an uncle.
But unexpected.
Unexpected for me. I was only little. I don't know, Linda, did you know he was going to do it? Did you girls know that was planned to scare the Maudsley boys? And I don't know if my mum and dad are there and if they remember that incident. It most probably was like a fleeting incident in everyone else's life apart from mine, where it was just mega, because I don't know. Terrified.
There's a lot of work gone into that, hasn't there?
It was just the fact that this thing looked like it floated from the woods at the back of their house.
Like Hush.
Oh, yeah, like Hush. Maybe, it's all of a theme. It terrified me.
Chris Parent. It's nice he's in there tonight because he's talking a lot. He says he used to carve mangles. What are mangles?
Mrs. Mangle. Nell Mangle. We used to carve mangles at school.
Ridiculously hard to carve mangles.
Do you think he means marrows?
Have you got your...
He works in a supermarket.
Have you got your predictive text on, love?
Maybe it's something we don't know.
Yeah, somebody says we never had pumpkins as a kid. It was all turnips.
My dad says we certainly do remember, and it was a surprise to my mum and dad that happened. Linda LaHughes says we didn't know either. It scared everyone. So, yeah, terrified me. So that is a reminder. That most probably one of the scariest things that I went through.
And Martin said they looked like something off Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World. Remember that?
Dude, there's things in the Science Museum. Alan worked in the Science Museum, and there was do you remember there was a mermaid skeleton?
Yes.
And it was hidden away somewhere. It looked like that. Terrifying. Alan's number 3.
Oh, he said mangles are turnips.
This works in a supermarket, does Nibblesworth.
Now, this didn't really scare me, but I thought it was a wonderful take on Dracula.
You sounded camp then.
I know.
A wonderful take on Dracula.
This film does make me feel camp when I watch it. I was always a bit disappointed with Dracula films because I think I agree with what Chris says that Christopher Lee's was amazing Dracula, and there's got to be something said about Bela Lugosi's. It's pretty good. And then there's a few Bobbins ones after that, wasn't there? A few ropey Draculas.
Leslie Nielsen?
No, that's stupid. And then this came out.
There was Blackula in the 60s.
And I loved how they gave Dracula so many different faces and different ages and different looks, and it was just campus tits, and I loved it.
Sadie Frost is fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, even Winona.
Winona's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Keanu's not.
No, he lets it down a bit, but we forgive him.
Mark says it's got the amazing Annie Lennox song, Love Song for a Vampire.
Yeah.
Debbie Williams says it's cinematic genius.
And not only that, again, as you said, the music and the costumes when she gets buried in the white lace outfit, and it's got a beautiful neck and
Lots of love for it. Martin Hyde says campers tits. Joshua Spencer says, anybody remember Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense? Traumatized me as a kid.
And also, it sort of celebrates Dracula's love story, which he was. He was in love with. He was in love with them, wasn't he?
With Jonathan Harker.
No, with Lucy and.
The new Dracula was quite good, wasn't it? The Sherlock fella.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Stephen Moffat. Is it Stephen Moffat? That was quite good.
And Gary Oldman's a brilliant actor. And it was amazing.
Linda Lee Hughes says, Nosferatu, I can't even watch the opening credits. Alan, when I first was dating Alan, so this is going back to 1997, we might have told this story before, but for those of you who are new, you'll hear it again. Alan was employed to be a Bela Lugosi for the National Film Theatre on the South Bank. And he had to dress up in the whole Dracula outfit. A really good outfit they got from...
they hired from...
Angels and Burmans, which is a big costumier. But he basically had to just hand out free black whiskey to people.
Oh, it was lovely. It was called Lock Do. It was amazing.
I used to hang out, didn't I? This little chicken.
I did it for a whole week, didn't I? It was like Halloween week every night. And they were showing this film, and then the period would come out, and there'd be me by
Dracula.
Me swanning around with
Would you like some Lock Do?
With a lady called Pauline.
Pauline wasn't like...
No, she wasn't dressed up.
She wasn't dressed up.
She was in Silver Service outfit. I love Pauline.
She was most probably late 50s.
Late 50s, beautiful nails, all her hair done up in
Was
a
she Cockney?
Cockney updo, in a Silver Service outfit, so it was like blouse and white jacket. And she'd give out the drinks while I'd go things like, "It's a beautiful whiskey," in a stupid accent.
Meanwhile, I was sat at the bar on a stool. When are you going to be finished?
And the bloke who owned the company came over and said, "Oh, it's been great this week." And I got paid a pretty whack, didn't I?
And you got some Lock Do.
And he said, "I'd like to give you a bottle of Lock Do." And I said, "I'll accept the bottle of Lock Do, but only if my mate Pauline gets a bottle as well."
Otherwise, got a bottle.
Otherwise, he would have given her one.
No, because they thought she was just the service.
But she made my week, did Pauline?
Oh.
So yeah.
Early dating days for us two, that wasn't it?
It was.
Let's have a look.
The children of the night, what music they make.
Would you like some black whiskey? Okay, this next one. This probably is the most terrifying thing I've ever watched.
The Flumps.
Dramarama. Do you remember Dramarama?
Dramarama.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have thought you'd watched it.
Gary Oldman.
So Dramarama was a children's TV show in the 80s. And there's one episode that absolutely terrified the pants off me. And it's a girl who gets possessed by her imaginary friend. And she sings, the imaginary friend sings, "Boys and girls come out to play." Da, 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 da. And the girl starts singing that. And the girl chalks her own name on a blackboard scarily. I don't really remember it, but it terrified me. It's in the series of Dramaramas. And I think it's called, so I looked through them today to try and find it. I think it's called like The Exorcism of Amy. So for a kids' TV programme to be called The Exorcism of Amy, I wouldn't have understood any of those words. Well, I've understood Amy. I wouldn't know what an exorcism was.
I'm loving the cover of this DVD
Terrified
box.
me.
It says, starring David Jason, Gary Oldman, Dexter Fletcher, and Pam Ferris.
Pam Ferris, is she on there? That might be Pam Ferris.
What, in that bushy wig?
No, I don't know. It's terrifying.
That's David Jason.
That's David Jason there. Frightening. So the episode, I think it's called The Exorcism of Amy. Does anyone remember it? Someone, First Age Comics remembers the episode of Dramarama with him singing Dead School Children.
I wonder if Nibbles and Bubbles would like to change their theatre group to Banana Drama.
Nibbles and Bubbles have said Banana Drama. Yeah, Dramarama. There was one episode with that person singing "Boys and girls come out to play." Terrified me. I can't remember what time it was on. It was children's ITV, I think. Absolutely frightening. So if you've never watched it, try and watch it.
I think those horror sort of movies, horror films for kids were really popular, though, weren't they? Kids loved horror stories and stuff like that.
Yeah, Goosebumps and all that happened in like the 90s.
And all that.
But I don't remember scary things from that's the only scary thing I remember watching. Terrifying. Yeah. Let's have a look. Alan is at number 2. So Alan's number 2 is
Now, it is The Woman in Black. I watched this when Jamie was away just last week. Because this is like one of the sort of the first versions of it.
With Daniel Radcliffe?
No.
Peggy, come over here, darling. Come on. Come over here.
This is the one where it's for those who don't know, it's Poirot's assistant, Pauline Moran. That
is it?
Yeah.
I thought Poirot's assistant was Hastings.
No, he's assistant in the office.
Oh, okay. Does he have a little secretary?
Yeah, he didn't even watch Poirot. Really scary. And if the story is if you see her, then doom.
I have a feeling someone mentioned the original Woman in Black somewhere in the comments.
And she just hovers around the town when he's in it, and then when he's ill, when he's got the fever, and she's just above his face, literally screaming at him. Anyway, it's not so much this that's scared. You know what I mean? The stage show. Have you seen it?
We took your brother to see it, didn't we?
Oh, how many times have we seen it? 3, 4, and it's still just.
It really does. It's very theatrical, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like
it's just two guys.
It's kind of beautifully theatrical.
And an actress obviously playing the Woman in Black, and there's hardly any set. It's like a trunk, and
there's just like lighting effects,
and everything's
really
dark.
Easy, yeah.
And every time we went to see it, there was like a sort of a college group in. So when they screamed, I screamed. They screamed, I screamed. We all screamed. And we used to even get the boxed seats, didn't we?
Oh yeah, you should go and see it if you've never seen it.
Oh, and it's so scary.
Can I say what happens?
Not really. You can't really say, but it's just you're on edge. You're on edge for the whole show.
Our friend Alison played the Woman in Black.
She did, yeah.
She walks through the theatre at one point and it scares the bejesus out of you.
So, but anyway,
it's not a spoiler.
The stage show was, but even the film and TV versions are scary.
I've worked on that stage lots, haven't I? Used to go and look at the things like the rocking horse and stuff. Scary. Linda Lee Hughes. I saw The Woman in Black at the theatre with my friends. They made me sit by the aisle. Yeah, she knows what we're talking about.
There's rocking chairs and there's
Dawn Lovejoy. The Woman in Black is scary. Mad Aberfan and Nibbles and Bubbles both say Miss Lemon.
Miss Lemon.
BG Bear says things were scary in the 70s and 80s for kids. New stuff like Hocus Pocus 2 is a bit sanitised. Dawn Lovejoy didn't think the Woman in Black stage show was scary.
Dawn, you must be rock hard, love.
Nikki Baxter, I've seen the stage show. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Morven Lindsay says Baby Jane is frightening. Mark Hall says whatever happened to her.
To
Baby Jane.
Miss Lemon.
Leanne, Lisa McGinn, Drag Me to Hell.
Oh my, that's another one.
That's frightening, but
it's a bit daft as well.
That's like a goat that does a dance, doesn't it?
Thanks. It is actually daft, that film, but the way that woman is dressed, the horror woman,
the little gypsy lady,
she's eating like a sweet and the nails on the table.
Nikki Baxter says children's ITV at 4:45. The scary episodes were called Dramarama Spooky.
Well, like a little special, like
yeah. Naomi McBride says, hello, you gorgeous boys. Hello, you gorgeous McBride. Here we go. Henry's friend. So little Lord Henry, his friend was so scared watching the stage show that he had a nosebleed.
Oh.
It is a frightening thing. It was like I think it's like a GCSE text. So loads of school groups would go in.
The thing is, if you're at home watching the film, you can pause it and go and have a cup of tea and have a sandwich. In the theatre, you can't. You're stuck there.
I don't like the look of Miss Lemon. I'm a bit annoyed that he has a secretary.
Leave Miss Lemon alone.
Is she camper than that when she's Miss Lemon?
Of course she is.
Does she have glasses?
She's in the 30s. She's got what they call it. The what's the house? The
Little Victory Rolls.
No, Thingy sings it.
Twin Set and Pearls.
No, Demi-wave.
Fingerwave.
Fingerwave.
Right.
Oh, my brain.
Number one scary thing for Jamie. Alan won't be surprised by this.
A moth.
Moths.
Big moths.
Big moths.
Little moths?
Little moths I'm better with now. Big moths terrify the life out of me. Look at that. That's like the size of a small bird.
It's like a little tabby cat.
Or if a big moth comes in a room that I'm in, it's a battle to the end of days. They're like zombie butterflies. They're horrible. I don't really like butterflies, to be honest.
You don't like anything that flies, do you?
Anything that flutters.
Birds, flaps. Flaps. Birds that flap.
Anything that flaps, I'm not into.
Anything with flaps.
I'm not into.
Cat flaps.
But yeah, moths terrify the life out of me. That's in Grimsby.
No.
Yeah. That was in Grimsby.
Is it a baby's hand?
These monster moths.
Is that an adult hand?
Oh, honestly. No, I think it's an adult's hand. Monster moths. Any moths frighten the life out of me, but monster moths more than anything.
There's not a horror movie called Moths, is there, or anything like that?
There isn't. The birds is scary. The birds is a little bit scary to me. But anything that flutters around your head. After one of these shows, about 3 weeks ago, no, about 3 months ago maybe, my mum went to bed. She won't mind me saying this. And suddenly she was aware that there was something in the room.
Oh, yeah, fluttering about, wasn't it?
Fluttering and flapping about. She got my dad to come in to see what was going on. Turned the light on, saw this thing flying around. So my mum legged out and slammed the door, leaving my dad locked in this room. And my dad had to deal with it. And there was a bat in her bedroom.
And did it go behind a picture frame?
Yeah, it went behind everything, and my dad had to get rid of it.
With a tile.
Oh, a bat in the bat. If a bat came in the house, I'd be awful. A pigeon's come in once, hasn't it?
And two little birds out of the fireplace.
Oh yeah, birds in the fire. Oh. A pigeon came in once when I was in the room though, and I had to leave, didn't I? And I had to try and get Peggy out because Peggy would have most probably killed it. Oh, frightened. Linda Hugh says birds flaps. David Morsey says I get it from my mother. But what I've read, that I get it because I'm a youngest child, and because older children would touch your face a lot when you're little. Like, so the brothers, my elder brothers, mostly touched my face a lot when I was a little baby. And that scares me. They don't touch my face much now.
I'm joking.
Dale Ibbotson, I'm going to Grimsby in December. I'll have to watch out.
Big moths about in Grimsby.
Yeah, hate spiders, but love Daddy Longlegs for some odd reason, says Jason Darcy.
I'm not a fan of spiders. Speaking of, like, tabby-coloured moths, in the back ginnel lives a big spider, and we put our bins out once a week. And in that week, it's got time
built like a big
to
mansion.
build a web, and it builds it right across from wall to wall. And in the middle is a big, I call it tabby longlegs, because it's like a big tabby.
So we have to destroy Tabby Longlegs' house to get the bin out.
And then by like the next day when the bin back in, it's back up again.
Jason Darcy says bats are quite cute, like little mice with wings. I'm scared of mice as well, aren't I?
Yeah, you don't like mice.
Do you remember we had a mouse in our flat in London in Lee
Oh
Green?
yeah, we came home, put the light on, and it was that shocked that we were home. It jumped right in the air and fell into a waste paper bin.
No, I fell into the bin, didn't I?
And the mouse.
Right. Oh, horrible, horrible, horrible. Alex Johnson, oh my god, moths used to scare the life out of me. Used to freak out every time I saw one. I'm not too bad now. I'm still bad. I'm still bad with them. But yeah, moths is my most scary thing. Still to
I
this
forgot
day.
to mention that our lovely friend Gabrielle Chassé from the United States of America sent us a lovely Halloween card this week. We've never had one, have we?
Never had a Halloween card. I don't know if they sell them over here.
That's our first ever Halloween card. So thank you, Gabrielle.
Thank you, Gabby. So somewhat, I'm not gonna Google poodle moth, no matter what anyone says.
That something's really fluffy.
Alan's number one thing of horror. Let's have a look of scariness, not horrors, scariness.
Now, since I was a little wee nipper, I'd seen horror movies, and I'm a big horror fan, you know, and I'm happy to sit through anything. But what gives me the irrits, and I mean, it's most probably about the Woman in Black, is things that are not there, the things that are just like might just appear then go
Just from the corner of your eye,
or something that's invisible. And this new sort of like trend of making horror films and horror series when there's just like something in the corner,
and they make nothing of it.
And you think, God, was that something I saw? And this is this picture's taken from is the haunting of Blind Manor, or the haunting of the,
I can't remember. I'll look it up.
One of the Netflix series, and the director does just
the haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Hill House, and the director's just decided, or the designer, to put like just figures in the background, And if you miss them, you miss them. But if you see them, Jesus.
We see a scene and then it'll cut to another angle and then suddenly something there and then it goes, doesn't it? When it comes back. And there's things underneath like tables and statues sort of move their heads a little bit and it's very uneasy, isn't it?
And things like Paranormal Activity and Insidious, when there's like, somebody will just move and then there's like a sort of demon in the corner of the on the ceiling, and then it's gone.
Yeah, but you miss them quite a lot, don't you? And I'll see things.
Yeah, I mean, luckily we've got a rewind.
Then I'll go, have I missed something? Because I'll have jumped out my skin.
But it's things, just things that you can't see, or things you got no control over, or it's usually sort of supernatural stuff, really.
Well, people are being mean, saying that Tabby Spider's going to come into the house to get you.
Well, he's been there all summer. He's not bothered to come in. He's back there building up his wall.
Lord Nibblesworth says the bit in Jaws where the dead body appears in the boat's hull still makes him jump.
Yeah, is it do you see an eye or something?
I think you see a head just appear in a porthole. If I'm right, my mum went to see that with her mate, not with my dad, with her mate. And back in the day, when cinemas were just packed, and mum jumped out of her skin when that bit happened and hugged the man next to her that she didn't know.
Just go back a bit, just on this point. Someone just mentioned Lisa McGinn has said something about she went to an attraction in Blackpool where they had actors dressed up and they come out and jump at you. Oh, that sort of thing would freak me out as well. In America, we went to that theme park.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't go in.
We wouldn't go in the haunted house bit in Universal Studios, I think, because it was too frightening. But at that point, we'd been out theme parked, hadn't we?
Yeah.
Naomi McBride says, there's a boy in the window of a scene in Three Men and a Baby. It's a bit weird. I think it might be a cardboard cutout of Ted Danson. There was a big thing about there being a ghost in Three Men and a Baby for a long time. But I think now, because of technology, they can slow down the shot, like frame by frame. And I think it's a cutout of Ted Danson. But I know exactly what you mean. And it scared the bejesus out of me. Someone else is saying over here about the cardboard cutout in Three Men and a Baby. My cousin paused the video and it is very freaky. Scylla might have gone. She might have been exercised. No, she's still there. They are our top scary things. You've told us what some of your top scary things. Mark Mondeo Pearson, good night. Thank you for joining us. Insidious, Nikki Baxter says Insidious freaked her out. Insidious is brilliant, isn't it? Because if you watch Insidious 2, isn't it like Back to the Future in a way? It all sort of like
explains
stuff that happened.
It seems like Paranormal Activity when the things start swinging.
End of Blair Witch Project scared the life out of me, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not any of the rest of the Blair Witch scared me. Found it quite boring, to be honest. The last frame terrified me.
And then I watched something called Scary Movie 346, where it is. And there's a Paranormal Activity piss take, and it's the shot when it's the pool, and there's that little pool cleaner just humming along, and in the spoof film, there's like the gate buzzer goes, and then the pool cleaner goes to the gate, and another pool cleaner comes in.
The little pool robot has a pool party.
And they're starting a pool party.
Listen to him. We are going to say goodnight. We're going to end with something that's either going to be very jolly or very scary, depending on who you are. And then we'll stay around for a little lock-in afterwards. But for those of you who've joined us and are leaving us, thank you for joining us. I hope that you enjoy this little finale. So I decided to choose something that wasn't scary at all, which would brighten us all up. And
so we don't have nightmares.
Don't have nightmares. And anyone who hangs around will see you after this.
5, 6, 7, 8. There's somebody at the door. Oh, there's somebody at the door. Oh, there's somebody at the door. Oh, there's somebody at the door. There's somebody Hold on a minute, guys. As a matter of fact, Bonnie. Yes. It just so happens that we were just practicing our dance number. We'd love you to be in it.
Well, I'd love to be in it, but I don't know.
It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got it?
I think so.
Yay!
Lovely, wasn't it, eh? Gosh, that was a brain teaser.
I love the fact she turns up in an anorak with the arms pulled up.
Oh, Bonnie Langford. Chris Berenda says, Bonnie Langford, my schoolboy crush. My mum always says that my big brother Ewan had a crush on Bonnie Langford as well.
I love the fact she was already dressed to dance.
You like that some of the girls couldn't dance, so they
so they went around the pink cabinet. That'd be me.
And one of them just got given a coat, didn't they?
I'll hang a coat because I can't dance.
I'll hang Bonnie's coat up. But yeah, it was interesting. So Emu did make an appearance there for those of you who find Emu scary.
I thought he was going to attack her.
Well, I was looking at grot bags. I was going to find some grot bag stuff. But I've just found that and thought, it would be nice to end on something bright and camp.
You see, grot bags isn't just for Halloween. It's for all the year round. So I'm glad you didn't do that.
Bubbles says, should she be worried that Chris finds Bonnie Langford sexy?
Well, Bubbles, we've got a leotard somewhere.
We'll get you in a little green unitard.
And we might have a long ginger wig.
Jason Darcy says he often pops out in a blue leotard and a flasher hack.
The girl's a bit cocky though, wasn't she?
Neil Sandwell says Bonnie Langford was his schoolboy crush as well.
Look what Nikki just said.
Alan's just said that. Nikki Baxter says Camilla Parker Bowles, top Rod Hull lookalike.
Nikki, I literally said when he came on, I saw this Camilla with a big bird.
So, people who are coming to our bingo. We can't wait to meet you and have fun with you. We'll obviously be in costume when you get there. So you'll meet us in character first. And then, like we say, there's going to be a secret lock-in. So you've got to make yourself known to us.
Oh, yeah, please, when you arrive, say, it's me from blah, blah. Because we might not recognise you because we'll be a bit dazed.
Yeah, so let us know. And, we're really excited about doing it. Scylla's not coming. She says she wishes she was coming. Oh, Scylla, you'll be there in spirit.
Scylla, you might have missed, because I think you came in late, but we actually do have one of your songs playing on one of our...
She'll want royalties on the other side.
Oh, will she?
She'll want a 50p.
With ghost money.
Naomi McBride says, bingo, what, when, where? Naomi, where are you in the country? We're doing bingo this Sunday in the Stephen Joseph Theatre in Scarborough. It has been sold out, but I think there's 3 or 4 tickets just been released.
Well,
So if you're local, come. It's 3:00 on Sunday.
But ring up first. Don't come all the way there.
Oh yeah, no. Book your ticket. You have to book first.
We don't need to come and then not be able to get in.
Mark says we should give out those "My Name Is" tags. Like they have at school reunions.
Little stickers.
Well,
the thing is, a lot of you talk to us and stuff, and all we've got to go on is your little Facebook profile.
Nibbles and Bubbles says we should wear badges. Yeah, you should have some secret signal.
Yeah.
What could your secret signal be to each other? Maybe you could just say things like,
Thank you, we're glad.
Do you like Scylla? Are you a friend of Scylla's? Fareham, a little too far away. Oh, it is. Fareham's where my work is based, isn't it?
Yeah, down south.
I think Fareham's where my work is based. I'm down there quite a bit. Mark Hall, we so want to be there, but we're in Blackpool.
I know you are.
Oh, you Yakidar boys.
You see, we're hoping that this sort of becomes popular, then we can move around the country with it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Although, how do we get stuff around?
Well, we either learn to drive or pay a driver.
Richard Bobbins Duffer gutted. We will miss it, but we might have to come and stalk you over the Christmas holidays. Lisa McGinn, I live in Plymouth, too far. We are maybe going to do a Christmas one, so watch this space. So there might be another one around Christmas time. Will there be a second date? Yeah, we hope so, Scylla. depends what's going to happen. Paul says, I'm in Scarborough. Well, Paul, get yourself onto the Stephen Joseph Theatre website and see if there's tickets available. And if not, put your name down on the waiting list because you never know. They'll come available.
Somebody might not be able to make it and then send their ticket back in.
Jason Darcy says, yay, come to Bristol. Jason, yay, come up to Scarborough. You must do.
He tried. You'll have to cost an arm and a leg.
So, Jason, you need to book a ticket to York and then a separate ticket to Scarborough. And I think it's a lot cheaper. But, yeah, Bristol, that line. Because it's a direct train up to York, isn't it? But that line's expensive.
But who knows? We could be coming to you. We could be coming to a town near you.
Nicky Baxter says, my hope is you tour and come to the Northwest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can do my grand return to Southport. And you can get the little train, the little bone shaker train.
And if we need somebody who can play the ukulele, we'll be in touch.
Paul says, I will try again. Yeah, have a go, Paul, because there are a few tickets went back this week, like 3 or 4. I know that they've sold 1 or 2, but there might be a ticket. So it'd be nice, to see you. BG Barrow, I'm hoping the Grand Hotel is okay. Mixed reviews on TripAdvisor. BG Barrow, it's kind of shocking, but it's cheap and easy to park, as Victoria Wood said.
But if you're not happy, do tell them. Don't just live with it.
My advice, BG Bear, is the queue to check in is astronomically busy during the day. It gets quieter at night to check in. So if you don't need to go into your room until after, then check into your room afterwards. I checked in when I stayed there, because I stayed there when I came to visit this house.
And I've got a friend coming to stay there, so...
Yeah, Alan's friend Claire is staying there with her boyfriend. The bar's lovely. The bar's cheap. It's £2 a pint. We're often in the bar. And the building itself is fun, but it's a little bit grotty.
Yeah. But we'll put a stop to that. We'll love it. We'll make your day.
Yeah, you'll have fun anyway. But yeah, the Grand, I don't want you to build your hopes up. Some of the rooms are lovely. Tell them you need a special room or something.
Yeah, but if it's manky and, just... I'll go and have a word.
Yeah. BG Bear, you'll have to tag on to someone else, a 7 Network. It'll be all right. It's fine. I stayed there and I survived. Just some of the rooms.
You'll go back tiddly, I hope.
Lisa McGinn says, £2 a pint. That is cheap. Yeah, it is cheap.
Well, I think that's why they have the happy hour, isn't it?
Yeah, the happy hour is from like midday till 8 p.m.
I'll go and complain about the room, but I'll have a pint first.
Paul McFarlane, we're staying at the Royal Hotel. So the Royal Hotel is pretty much opposite the Grand Hotel. So you'll be able to meet up with BG Bear. So yeah, you'll be very close to each other. Scylla says, I'm a friend of Scylla's being a code.
Do you know, it gives me a little goosebumps thing. Not happy, nice ones thinking, we're
going to meet these people.
No, but these people are looking forward to seeing each other. Not just seeing us.
Yeah.
But they're looking forward to seeing other people. It's like, we've brought people together.
Yeah, it is. It's strange for us.
It is, because we're sort of
people
like...
People are paying to come and see us. Yeah. It's strange. It's a weird feeling. Because we've always done all this for free.
Yeah.
Obviously we have to pay, because you have to put ticket because it's an event.
And, putting a little video together is a lot easier than a live show. Oh, my...
The work that's gone into it.
The work that goes into it and all the, everything.
Logistics and all that.
Of it and, talking to the theatre and talking to the staff and talking, how do we get you all out of the building if there's a fire call, what they call it. You know what I mean? We have to get staff for that on the day. The technical rehearsal we did the other night. And
yeah. We've been in working out because we've got to work out where our entrances are, where we can put our wigs, where we can get changed, where we're going to be afterwards, where people are going to sit, how we're going to move stuff, where the microphones are going to be. All of that stuff we've had to work out with the boys in the cafe. It's exciting. And scary.
And on top of all that, writing it. Putting it together.
Jeez, and loads of that.
Because that's from like our heads, our noggins.
But yeah, you're in for a good show, everyone. Have a couple of drinks beforehand. Here we go. BG Bear. I had a red letter days things to use from my retirement, and it was what was on the website. My other half won't know what's hit him. Oh, if you're with your other half, BG Bear, you'll be absolutely fine in the Grand Hotel then.
Do you think your other half's going to be like really freaked out by us two, or just mean? Do you just mean Scarborough?
You'll have fun. Honestly, the Grand Hotel. Some of the rooms are fine. It's just some of it is very, very tired. Let's say. Cilla Black says it sounds like a lot of work. You're masters of your craft. There are going to be pens available, so you don't need to bring your dabbers. But if you've got a lucky dabber,
if you've got a dabber, bring your dabber.
Yeah, Paul says I meant a dabber. Yeah, if you've got a lucky dabber, bring it. But we are going to supply pens
and the bingo cards.
Mark, honestly, we would live stream it, but I just don't think it would do it justice. But we're going to ask everyone to film it, take photos. So we're going to try
flattering photos.
We'll try and get something that we can put together. BG Bear says no, he'll survive. He's very quiet. Oh, we look forward to meeting him. Remember, he has to answer yes if we ask if he's a friend of Cilla's. So we know who he is.
And there will be audience participation.
Yeah, but we won't pick on anyone that doesn't want to be picked on. We'll be lovely.
We'll work out who wants to play and who doesn't. We're not going to make anybody feel awkward.
It is going to be a lot of fun. Neil Sandwell, you'll be picked on.
I'm banking on Lady V.
Naomi McBride, we must meet Jamie. Bring Alan, have a festive Costa. If I come down for work, I don't know if they have a Christmas party. They tend to do it sort of more towards London because everyone's from all over the country. I have a client in Fareham, so if I ever come down to work with Eton in Fareham, I'll let you know.
Morven Lindsay said he's never played. I think it's he, isn't it, Morven?
I'm not sure. I always thought Morven was a lady's name.
Well, Morven, it's a little doggy picture, so I don't know. They've said they never played bingo before, but they wish that their first time was with us.
Oh, your first time will be with us, but it'll just be in the future. Isolation Creations tour in Cardiff, followed by games night. But we'd have to learn some probably come bingo numbers. We'd have to learn how to do 1 to 90.
I'll tell you what, boys. If we were going to come to Wales and do a show, we'd invent 2 Welsh characters just for you two, wouldn't we?
We would, and we'd come to your house as Clive and Gifford anyway.
Yeah.
To drink gin and play games. Paul says we deserve all the applause and gratitude. Bless you, Paul.
Oh yes, Paul and Diangela and everybody who's coming.
Paul, Diangela, Nibbles and Bubbles, BG Bear, and your partner
Coral
Daft.
Clap and laugh.
Yeah, clap and laugh.
Even if we're
Neil
shit.
and Lady V. Even if it's not funny, just laugh and clap.
I think it's going to be funny.
BG Bear says too true, Paul. They could walk on stage, flash their asses, and walk off, and it'd be worth it.
Have you read my script?
That's all we're doing.
But it's not the front bum we're flashing.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. And you will enjoy it. I know you'll enjoy it. Alex says it'll be amazing if we do Welsh characters. We should do, our Welsh characters might be like schoolgirls. So we can talk about our mummies.
Alan and Mummy. Bing, bing.
My mummy made me shredded wheat and I wanted shredded.
Have you got a girlfriend?
Andrew Chapman says, of course it will be funny. Andrew, are you coming? Want to see? So I'm trying to remember who else is coming. So we know BG Bear and his partner. We know Paul McFarlane and Diangela. Coral Daft and Mr. Daft. Nibbles and Bubbles. No Nibbles. Neil and Lady V. Who else? Just been looking at train tickets for December, says Jason. So we're gonna book them so they're way in advance, so you'll know there'll be one coming up, and it might be March or whatever. So you can book well in advance. But yeah, I think your best bet is to get to York and then do York to Scarborough as a separate, either singles or return, and you can get it quite cheap. That bit York to Scarborough is £9 a single, I think, and then the other bit's different. Andrew Chapman, no, at work, unable to get time off. Oh, Andrew's down in Ramsgate, isn't he? Is Andrew in Ramsgate?
Oh, yeah.
We know you wouldn't come, Andrew. It's too far. We'll come down to Ramsgate.
We completely understand why a lot of you can't come.
We'll be at the, what's the theatre? The Granville. We'll come and do a show in the Granville.
It's such a long way to come.
Look on Train Split websites. Yeah, Tickety Split, where you split tickets.
We sort of need to go. We need to go places where we're sort of in the middle of other places, don't we?
Well, Alex, Mark says we should plug this. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know if you mean we should plug it here or plug it in general. But you guys know this is where you can tip us. So if you've enjoyed tonight, if you've enjoyed having the Willies put up you, talking about spooky things, you can throw £3 our way, which buys us a coffee. Or you can throw a tenner our way, which will buy us a couple of coffees. In fact, we don't spend it on coffee. We spend it on wigs and eyelashes, and I've got some new eyebrow eye palettes, haven't I?
Yeah, we had a makeup workshop, didn't we? From a great, very talented girl from Scarborough who taught us how to do our eye makeup properly.
Although I tried to do mine again at the weekend, and I was disastrous on my own. But it was all right in the end, wasn't it?
It was. I think we've decided you don't really need to block your eyebrows out, do we?
No, because it looked dreadful.
And you looked a bit scary.
I had to buy some shoes this week because the shoes I was going to wear weren't very Bridget blocking.
I mean, it's things like that, you see, because normally, as I said, we're embarrassed when we make videos. And so it's things like, we have to walk around and you're going to see our legs, our asses.
You're not going to see our asses. Yeah, I've bought some shoes, some new shoes for Bridget Blockett, but they're still a bit uncomfortable, so I might have to look.
Got to break them in, love.
All right, my loves. I think we're about there, aren't we?
Yep, we're about there. And apologies that there's not been any videos recently, but
I've been away. I've been
Dear's been in on man.
Alan had his pricks this weekend as well, and you were a bit ill, weren't you?
I was double pricked, on last Saturday. And the flu one made me feel a bit queasy.
So he had his COVID booster and his flu jab.
Yep. I was in and out. But
Nibbles and Bubbles, I might film some bits and pieces. Yeah, please do. We might even try and film people on the way out, sort of saying if they've enjoyed it
praising
or not.
us.
So yeah, we might ask for your help doing that, Shari.
Yeah, we want.
I can bring my camera. So just press record. All right, lovelies.
Have a lovely week, everybody. Have a lovely Halloween.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
There'll be an awful week on Strictly again, wouldn't there?
Oh,
It'll be Halloween week.
Monster Mash.
I didn't like Strictly this weekend. Anyway, that's for another week.
So we'll see you next Wednesday.
And we'll see some of you on Sunday, which I can't wait. So remember, are you a friend of Silla's? Or just come up to us and say, I'm a friend of Silla's. And we'll know. And we'll give you big hugs. Although, maybe not at the start, because the wigs might fall off.
It'd be those sort of drag queen kisses.
Air kisses. All right, my loves. Shall we leave people with the bingo advert?
Yes.
All right, darlings.
Just rub it in.
So there'll be more coming up, and we will see you. We'll see some of you on Sunday, and we'll see the rest of you next Wednesday night.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you fancy joining me for a little bit of fun?
You asked for it, so we're doing it.
We're going live.
And in person.
It's a wonderful show.
It's a game.
And it's called Bingo. Get your bloody dabbers out.
Join us for a couple of hours.
A comedy.
Games galore.
And lots of prizes to be won. And I know who's going to be winning those.
The only thing cheaper than the prizes are the hosts.
Eyes down.
It's full of
old-fashioned drag,
camp comedy,
and end-of-the-pier sauciness.
And if I win, I'm not sharing. So book your tickets.
Bring your friends and your little angels, and bring your bingo wings, and join us for a giggle.
Miss it?
Miss out. The Isolation Creations present
Drag Bingo.
It's just a lot of old balls.
You never know who you're gonna meet.
Oh! Hey, keep them balls out of my face. How are you done? His home at 5. He'll want his bloody tea on the table. And don't bring your kids. They'll only bloody ruin it.
There's nothing funny about men in wigs.